Another real-life example. Let's now assume we are working for a large corporation or bank, and we are very, very concerned that our customers could be spammed and phished, and we would like to find those resources on the internet which potentially might look very similar to what our domains or hosts names are. For that, we will use a very new tool which we are offering now through Farsight Security Labs. I invite you to come and register yourself and try those tools. They are free. The tool we will be using right now is Expander. This is a tool which will help us to find similar looking or sounding names or keywords which potentially could be mimicking our own domains. Let's assume we work with Citibank. And the common technique which criminals are using, they could substitute the letters with the adjacent letters on the keyboard. We call it QWERTY algorithm. So what you can see is the first letter of C is being substituted by on QWERTY keyboard by D, F, X, and Y, and V. How this could happen? When you type fast, you may slip from one key to another on your keyboard, and that's what we usually call fat fingers, and that's what criminals are using to bring the attention of unsuspected customers or suspected internet users to bring them into that specific site. Another algorithm we use, for example, we have many algorithms, by the way. Another algorithm which is being widely used by criminals is swap. Again, when you have two adjacent letters swapped with each other. For example, Citibank, CNI is being changed. So that tool will help you to construct the regular expression of quite complexity, which if you do it manually would be extremely time consuming and prone to errors. Just to make it relatively simple and observable, we would take a swap algorithm and we would not use the Citibank itself. So we will only be interested in the novel strings. As you can see here, it's a little help about the algorithm you want to use. Once again, I invite you to join Farsight Labs. It is free community edition and it's free of charge. We would like to hear your feedback and also invite you for contribution. We'll take the string, we go to Farsight, DNSDB Scout. Same as before, we will be using the new version of DNSDB Scout with flexible search, which we announced on 20th of October 2020. We will be executing regular expression on that specific set of strings. And we would like to look at something that we observed last month. So year 2020, October, starting from October 1st, midnight. And we would like to definitely look at area codes, those websites, potentially websites, which could be noticed in criminal activities. Some of these domains might be innocent. Perhaps such names as Citibank might exist, or maybe not. But because we are working in anti-phishing, anti-fraud team for Citibank, we definitely would like to understand what that potential entries could be. If, let's say, we are suspicious of something like this entry, which is not a Citibank, but if a customer received a phishing email with this URL, it would be very easy for the customer, especially from Citibank customer, to really be confused and click on that specific link. And again, at the moment, I am not putting any judgment on this domain. This is our exercise, and we would like to just make sure whether it is malicious resource or not. So looking at this, we may try to understand what would be the neighborhood of that specific domain. As in previous cases, we may look what is being hosted on that specific IP, what domains are being hosted on that specific IP, and look at those names and see and judge ourselves whether it is worth to pursue further. Also, once again, we can investigate what are other domains being served, what are other domains being served by that infrastructure, by that name servers. So we click on the name server. Scout will create a new standard search. That standard search would be looking for name among the data on the right side of the DNS query and look for all domains which have this name server in their records. And now we see all the domains which are being served by that specific name server. Together with the investigation of the IP infrastructure, we would be in a better position to cast judgment on whether it is benign or malicious. Once again, to remind, if you would like to execute the queries or do investigation in bulk, you would need to use either command line interface or query API immediately or directly. And with that, Scout gives you a very powerful method of learning how to construct the API query or command line interface parameters to be executed in bulk. And you can do it reviewing the results as well as the query which has been performed.